Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Binding of Isaac Repentance, where today we are going to try to either do Boss Rush and Hush as Tainted Eve, or we're gonna go to the Beast depending on how the run decides to go today. Curse of Darkness from the get-go, that's not ideal, but fine. Also a Burning Basement, which is also not great, but also fine. Little tempted to just go knife strats with this one and just get my health to half a heart and just start going for this instead and see if it works out. Because I kind of want to at least experiment with this a little bit to see if it works, but it is obviously very dangerous. Doesn't help that these enemies are all so explodey, but fair enough. The range is not great on this weapon, unfortunately, but it gets the job done damage-wise, so good for something for sure. A key drop behind me there, so we can go for that. It does clear the floor very quickly if you can survive it, but it's a big if ultimately. That I'm not too happy with, because the moment you get a soul heart or even, like, it's just gone, so we gotta be very careful about our health management when trying to do something like this as well. I'm gonna take this and hope it works out. Tower card. If we have bombs, and that ends up being pretty good. There is a half a soul heart in this room according to the map, so that's at least some health if we were so inclined. I will go for every item room, just assuming we're gonna go for boss rush instead of the beast. The beast is very much like a last option. Brown nugget, I mean, it's not a great start for sure, but fair enough. And one bomb, alright. That could be okay. No soul hearts, that's not great, but the bosses will basically die instantly here. And that is health, so we're gonna just take the soul heart here. And then just quickly move on to the next floor. Like, as long as we're just nice and swift, it's not all too bad, but the swiftness is a little bit of the issue, of course. I don't want that trinket, so I guess if we are gonna go for... Oh my god, it's just not dropping it. There we go. That was weird. I was holding the button, but nothing was happening for some reason. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I guess nothing was happening because I moved. Another burning basement? Cool, and also no map, and that also means we give a slightly bigger floor, so yeah, this is about as bad as it gets, but that has been the theme with this character, admittedly. It's just continuously really slow starts and then a really quick ending usually, so hopefully we can at least make something happen here, but this is not exactly looking hopeful so far. Not really sure if I want to go for Devil Deals or Angel Rooms, but we'll see, I suppose. I am actually just going to create a whole bunch of friends here, I think, just to increase our damage as much as possible. That is a free key. Might want to use my thing here in a second as well. We have 6 keys. I should at least check this. Button, button, button. And they're all bad. Yeah, that's how it goes. Fair enough, I suppose, but it's not great. I need to use this brown nugget more as well, but that's one of those items that's not in my system to use at all. It's just a little awkward to work around it. I think it deals like okay damage as well, and as you can see, it is doing the job fairly okay. So many big rooms as well. At least the big rooms are getting cleared reasonably quickly, but I need, like, to know where my item room is, and if the map is this big, it's so difficult to tell at times. Just gonna run. I think a bomb dropped in that room, so that might be worth going back for at least. Just because I could use the bomb. It did make a sound at least of that was bomb-like. I lost so many of my friends there just now, which is not great. Unfortunately, their health does deteriorate after a while. It was a card, and it was a Hierophant card, so we're just going to use that immediately. Their health does deteriorate, so you want to recreate those things every now and then, but I always feel in such a rush when I'm trying to go for boss rush, as the name implies. And this is no exception. Unfortunately, this is a dead end with a shop. I don't really have money or ways to make money because we're not having any bombs either. So that's not great. I need to remember where we are, but I think we're going in the right direction, at least for progress. And I'm hoping that we have basically explored the entire right side and that my item room isn't there if we haven't, because I don't really want to go back for it, if I'm being honest. I could really use some tier 8 as well, but that's the whole character. You start off really rough, and then eventually you get to a point where you can sort of stabilize. We have found the item room, at least. This is a nasty floor as well. It's not being kind. And that's the thing. It's been like this every single run with this character on this save. Like, it's just never lets on. And look at just another active item. I can't use this. And the tears down, of all things. I'm actually tempted to reset. Because this is basically just unusable. You know what? We're gonna do this for the first time. We're actually just gonna actively go for boss rush. Because that was such a terrible start. To the point where I'm just gonna call it unsalvageable. So, yeah, I've decided, you know what? We're gonna go for boss rush. We're gonna go for hush, and we're just gonna try and get it done. And honestly, I think this is just the way it has to happen, because if we just continuously get such terrible starts with this character, it's just a waste of time, and I don't really feel like doing the beast right now. So I'd really just like to get this out of the way, because it's just so irritating. It's such an irritating thing to go for with this character in particular. It just feels so slow and so hard to get a start. And if you just get nonsense like that, like, what are you gonna do? Like, maybe the devil deal would have been something that would have been worth checking out. Maybe maybe the boss had tier 8 again and we could just continue it on, but even just killing the boss would have just been a complete nightmare, so I really didn't want to bother with it. It has... I don't think we've actually had to reset with anything yet except for the ultra hard challenge, so interesting that this would be the character where it actually happens on, but that's just a thing with boss rushes ultimately. I might just, like, if I just get another terrible start, I could just basically reset to the run where I do win, basically, and just skip out on all the things where I don't. I will clear this boss regularly, mostly simply due to the fact that I want to get tier 8. I just want to get some tier 8 to begin with, because I think that's just going to be... that's all I really need. It's realistically all that's necessary to win, and I think the Plum Flute, as fun as it is, it's just not for this character, unfortunately. Not as like a first item, at least. I'm not super psyched about the bombs. I mean, we could at least use it to kill the boss. That does go a little bit quicker, and we did get tier 8, so that's very nice. Could check out the shop, but let's just move on. I'm already feeling so much better about this start than the previous one. And it does feel a little bad to reset, because we did manage to get so far without ever really resetting, except obviously for ultra hard, but honestly, I'm a little bit pressed for time right now, and I don't want to just spend 20 minutes on a disappointment when it is already so obvious it's just gonna go nowhere, you know? So I cannot currently waste my time, and that's why we're playing it a little bit safer than I ordinarily would. And that's just how it's gonna be today. Unfortunately took some damage there that I really would have liked not to take, but yeah, fair enough. The Fool's Gold is tempting, especially since we do have the bombs available anyway. And I kind of want to blow up this for the secret room that's almost certainly here. So we're just going to place a couple bombs there. And we'll just visit our shop later. This might be worthwhile because of our little friends here. If we are shooting plenty of tears all the time, then that probably does work out fairly well. There is some hearts here as well, so we can make that work. We can get that. I don't necessarily hate it. The speed down's a little rough, but I'm just gonna try to make it work. Hopefully we can. Was kinda hoping for a little bit more there, but oh well. Wish you could just use one of those cloths to leave a room. Now it would be perhaps a little bit confusing at times, but it would certainly speed up the process if I could just leave one next to a doorway. Would get really bad with the doorstop actually, so I guess I'm kind of happy that you can't, but still. It would have been neat. So we got tier 8 up, we got damage up. We got speed down, which is a little unfortunate, but that's something we can work around. And we have a shop right here, so... And we have money to actually use the shop for. So all in all, things are looking okay. Things are looking manageable right now. For the purposes of a boss rush, I'd love some mapping for my shop, but we'll see what we can acquire. And tempted to create some more friends. My health is still pretty good. That's alright. It's not health. Or mapping rather, but I'll take it anyway. And that's why I blew up the guy for the soul heart. So let's just quickly grab that. And yeah, let's just try and keep as many of these alive for as much as we can. But obviously, the more we can have to deal damage, the quicker everything is going to die as well. And there we are. The Widow, that could be a little concerning for the purposes of keeping these little clots alive, but that went about as good as it could. And I'm not too bothered. That is movement speed, and it's a syringe, which is obviously really nice. Just gonna create a few more friends, and then we'll be on our way. Hopefully the remaining floors are gonna be a little bit short, but all in all, this is... it's a start. We are, as long as these clots stay alive at least, clearing these rooms fairly quickly at least. With the shielded tiers as well, like we have decent defense to keep them alive, so it's not too bad either way. Because the tiers are a big worry, of course, for dealing with some of these rooms. But Curse of the Lost is just so disheartening. It's just so irritating to just finally get something good, and then it's like, well, you know what? Lose everything. Lose all the progress you may have made upon being quick because we've decided to make this next floor bigger and impossible to see anything. It's just sad. It's just a sad time. Oh god. Rooms like this also are just really nasty for this character, but fortunately holding right trigger, the little clots do not move. And hopefully that'll get the job done. We got a bomb back from our glitter bomb, so that's nice. We can just keep having that happen, that would be lovely. Don't need to kill any angels right now as well, which is nice, so we can at least save some time on doing that. But hopefully we can get a good angel room item. That would certainly help out a lot. If I don't find the item room, I'm actually just going to skip it, because it could be anywhere. There were 4 different directions I can go into in that room alone. And quite frankly, it can just go on forever. That trinket's probably better than what I currently have, but I'm just gonna leave it alone for now, I think. For no real specific reason. I'm just kind of hoping that we get something to make the current trinket work, really. If we can get flight, then that'd be nice. This is not a great boss to get either with these blood clots, unfortunately. At least for the purposes of keeping them alive. At least not without bombs, which I guess I could just use one. And unfortunately miss, but oh god, he's being such a jerk. There we go, no angel room, but we did get growth hormones. That puts us pretty close to spun. 2 out of 3 syringes already. And it also is a damage up, which is obviously good. We have some planetarium chance now, because screw that floor. And all in all, pretty okay. Pretty quick, pretty good. As far as builds go, this is fine. I don't know what I missed out in my item room, of course. It could have been a really good item, but God knows where it was, and I don't know what I had explored and what I hadn't. So quite frankly, I don't care. We're just gonna try and stay positive, and we have find our item room here. Who knows, maybe we'll find a planetarium as well with that 20% chance. You never know. Could end up working out. That's a D20, which could be good. Has its moments for sure. Just gonna reroll that into a chest for more money. That's how you do it. Like I said, occasionally it can be good. Not run into spikes for once. Actually try to play the game as if I'm trying to win, rather than just fooling around. Which is often the case when I'm playing this game, admittedly. We are playing no fun allowed serious time mode with a character just like to be done with, quite frankly. And admittedly, the easiest way to do that would just to be install the mod that always opens up the hush portal or the hush door and the boss rush room. And quite frankly, it is a little bit more of a chill way to play the game for sure. But for some reason, I'm not doing that. And quite frankly, I cannot really tell you why anymore. Because it is a really nice way to play this game for sure. I will take some of this and be on my way. I'm hoping we can use the D20 to turn some of this stuff into health as well, but we'll see, I suppose. That's not terrible, but not great. You can give us some bombs, that'd be kind of nice, I guess. Come on, there you go. One bomb. But unfortunately, a little bit of a detour that I'm not loving to make. I don't think it's here, but I'm going to try it. Yeah, wasn't feeling super confident about that one, admittedly. The coin I could have picked up, but I've made my choices. Trying to get my little blood clots to get nice and close to me, which is more tricky at times than expected in some of these rooms, but it's all working out. Nasty room. That just puts you in a nasty position there. Half a heart means an extra friend. Not sure why I'm keeping this one heart thing going right now when I have plenty of soul hearts, but I'm sure I have my reasons. Don't worry about it. Soul heart, blow up the person, and off we go. 72% chance of an angel room's looking pretty darn good. Pretty darn great. That's a freebie. Everything's okay. Walked into some creep. Just quickly making some new friends. Carrying queen, that's not ideal, but maybe we can use a bomb here to at least stop him from moving a little bit. Quickly finish the fight. A little bit low on the bomb count right now, but it will have to do. That's not bad. That's okay too. And on we go. We have a big aura that's going to create beams of death, but unfortunately it's probably not going to be usable at all because I'm trying to keep my blood clots alive. But oh well. If I find some way to make it work, then that would be lovely. With these walls of tears, I'm not particularly worried about skeletons either. So that's at least a little bit of a safety net as well. But I would love mapping. Mapping would really make my day, because right now I'm just going in a direction and hoping for the best, and it has not been working out so far. My instincts on where to go have not paid off quite in the way that I would have liked. But fair enough. We're slowly but surely making progress. I'm feeling reasonably confident that this run can make it to boss rush at least, so that's nice. 2 of hearts. I mean, that does help. That is honestly a little tempting, but maybe not the best idea, because I would also like to beat the boss rush and not just reach it. And quite frankly, I think it's just a good idea to at least check out the item room, check out the boss room and all that stuff, but we know what our options are now, and that could just be really useful. That might be a secret room. Nice. Stuff like this also increases our chance of finding some good stuff in our Devil Deal Ranger room. Something like Brimstone would obviously be really nice. Use that 2 of hearts to just create some more friends. We don't necessarily have to get a Devil Deal on this floor, but usually when I don't want to get one, that's when the game knows to give me many. So I'm just keeping my health as low as I can, as much as I can. A little dangerous, but it worked out. It was tears up as well. Take all of that good stuff. D20 giving me plenty of consumables. Not going to risk it with the thing there. But Pisces is also just kind of nice with what we got right now. We can keep enemies at bay. It's also extra tier rate, so that's obviously quite nice. I think it's tier rate, or is it speed? I never know. One or the other. Either way, it's working out swimmingly. There's Greed, but I don't think he can actually do anything to me. And a Steam Sale, which might be good on the next floor if we don't get another Greed fight. Little low on the bomb count side of things, but Not like unusable at least, so that's fine. Every now and then just recreating my friends will... I was kind of hoping that the super secret room would just be immediately here, because I'm feeling confident it's nearby. I would at least like to check it out, because some of them have like coin beggars inside them, and I would like to blow one up, but we'll see what we can get here. Well, we have 18 keys, so I guess I might as well. Would be a waste not to. Number 1, not ideal analog. I mean, really good tier rate now. Very low range, and that concerns me a little, but certainly not a bad time. Reap creep? I mean, I don't think it's gonna do much if this is what we're working with. Yeah, this is alright. That'll do. We'll take this one for more tier rate, very nice. Left one for the Spear of Destiny, not what you want to see, but... overall, okay. I mean, it'll definitely reach boss rush. That's pretty much a given. Camo on these. It's just, I'm a little concerned about keeping these friends alive during the actual boss rush itself, but we'll see what we can make happen here. And of course, the more we can make, the better. And so far, that has been working out fairly swimmingly. I haven't had to delve into my soul hearts yet, and that is honestly very good. So that's nice. Would like to have as few rooms as possible with actual bosses inside them, but we'll see what we can get. I'm sort of surprised what happened in that room. Not really sure what happened, if I'm being honest, but suddenly the poops were just sort of in the middle of the room rather than where I thought they would be, so that was a little bit of a worry. Ultimately worked out alright, but just a little odd is more to the thing. My damage is okay. I'd love to get one more syringe, but we'll see what we can get ultimately. Yeah, a little bit low on the friend side. I'd love like one of those super secret rooms with just like a whole bunch of red hearts inside it. That'd be really useful. God, of course. I mean, maybe we'll be able to use this. That's something in it. Like, we'll hopefully still have to hush shop at least, assuming we make it. My health isn't great. We haven't really found that many soul hearts this run, comparatively to some of the other runs we've had lately. So it's a little bit of a worry, but maybe we can make it work. We have 5 minutes on this floor, so I would like to explore at least a little bit. Maybe check out the super secret room, which is likely to be here. Hierophant, very happy I decided to explore a little bit. Nice. Not a terrible super secret room, but tricky not to accidentally blow up these barrels when there's so many red flames. Yeah. Let's just try to get this a little closer. Get this a little closer too. Fortunately, the flames... gonna say, fortunately the flames don't get hurt by that, but then suddenly the barrel exploded when my friends touched them. I guess that's what happened? I'm genuinely not sure what happened there, but truth be told, I'm not happy about it. That was a really terrible thing to happen right there, because it killed basically all of my blood clots and as such my health. So all in all, that was about as bad as it can get. So yeah. Little rough indeed. That could be good though. That's at least that. Just gonna blow these up, I think. And turn it all into, hopefully, health. Didn't quite get that. I did get a judgment card. Which might... was hoping for a demon beggar, but quite frankly he dropped a decent amount of health, so all in all I can't really complain too much. Nice. The world for a crawl space could be good. I would like to move on soon. Like time wise we are still in an alright spot, but I would also like to reach Hush, and boss rush does take a while. That's a black market. Very likely not to be too useful, but yeah, that's not really anything I want. So we're just gonna leave. If that was any like map would have gone for that, I think. Anything else I just don't really care that much about, so let's just move on. God, I hate this room. I'm still not, like, wondering what actually happened there that made the barrel explode, because I was not firing. Oh, it might have been the spear. Yeah, that could be it, actually. The spear might have touched the thing. Oh, God. Unfortunately, you do not spawn in the same place as your friends in this room. Your friends spawn at the door. You spawn in the middle. And that puts you in a precarious location. Oh my god. Please, that's like so horrible. I genuinely can't do anything to that enemy without just getting destroyed by a hand. So yeah, we're just gonna hope that the rest of the boss fight works. I don't necessarily need to go to either location, so we're just gonna go for damage. That's fine. Not great, not terrible. Eternal D6, terrible, terrible, good, and fine, but not what I currently want. Don't love that I have to take a full heart of damage to get it, but honestly, this will probably get the job done if I'm careful. I do need to be very, very careful, unfortunately. Yeah, my range is rough. And this enemy is not dying. This is like the weakest boss in the game. That doesn't bode well. But fair enough. Yeah, I don't know why I was struggling so much. I don't know if the tears he was shooting was just continuously getting blocked by my thing there. I don't know. I mean, if we can just get boss rush this run, that's fine. Obviously, Hush would be better. These rocks are just the worst location for this particular boss. We are getting a lot of health at least, so that's nice. Is that Bloat or Monstro 2? It's Monstro. Fair enough. Get in the spikes, please. Nah. Not really too worried about the tears he's shooting because of all of this stuff. I think that's the bone one. Yeah. Hoping to use this big aura to just deal some extra damage as well, since, quite frankly, it's gotten pretty big because of all the damage I've taken on this floor. So it's working out in that regard. And some of these bosses do die fairly quickly to that attack as well, so that's good. Especially these early game bosses, they do die very quickly to those beams. So might as well make the most of it. My clots are dying. Yeah, the beams are actually very effective. Let's just keep using that in them, because quite frankly, this is a lot of damage that we're dealing with. Look at that. Didn't expect that to be so powerful, actually. Maybe combined with like the spear. It's at least something. But I'll take it, I suppose. Obviously taking a little bit more damage here and there than I would like, but we're also getting some red hearts from some of the bosses, so it's not all bad. This boss dies very quickly to that. There's an Eternal Heart there as well, which I'm a little tempted by at the end of the fight, maybe. That's death. Falling for your shenanigans before doing a boss rush, and I'd rather not again. Not loving this. This could be bad. There we go. Never mind. I could get him in the aura long enough for our troubles to subside. I'm just a little bit concerned that when we leave this boss rush, we're not going to have health. But hopefully we can work around that. It's Bloat. Now it's still Bloat. Yeah, this is not ideal, but again, the beams are very, very good. Especially against a creature that consists of multiple segments and is therefore just decimated. Oh, nice. Yeah, we can get the Eternal Heart by just sacrificing a red heart at least, so that's arguably good. And we're almost done with the boss rush here as well, so if anything, we at least got the progress that I wanted from this run, and that's good. And that's not great, but sure. Right, that turns that into a thing first, but that's fine. Just want to see if we can maybe get a couple friends here. No. Alright. That didn't really do much of anything. But hey, we got an extra heart container. Not a great situation that we're in right now, but if we die, we did boss rush, and honestly, that'll have to do if we do die. So either way, I'm fine with it. This Hush is easier to reach than boss rush for sure. But I would like both. Both would be best. Backpack. Could be okay if we get another active item from Hush. If we get there in time, actually, because we do still have to do 2 whole floors. And admittedly, this is a scarred womb, so this could just go completely haywire, but also my range is so bad. The range with the knockback actually is a problem, and unfortunately, if we didn't have Curse of the Blind that floor where we got this, I probably wouldn't have taken it because of this range down, because it is actively making the build worse. It is definitely not a good time for actually trying to clear some of these rooms, unfortunately. The freezing effect is being kind of nice, at least. And we are clearing rooms fairly quickly. Otherwise, when we're not just trying to struggle around our range, but it's a little spookums. I'd like soul hearts as well, and I'm not really seeing any tinted rocks anywhere, which is a concern. I can't touch creep either, because that will be bad. And I would like to get my angel room as well, but we are getting rid of a lot of tiers, so that is at least something. We're getting rid of a lot of the danger that would get rid of our angel room or devil deal. I'm not going to look any further for tinted rocks in this room. And I probably should. That went weird. I think that fire is mine. Yeah. Little spooky, but it worked out. We're probably going in the right direction, judging from how many rooms we're going through at least. So that's something. But it is not the smallest floor in the world, which would be ideal. We're making a decent amount of friends here, though, with all the red hearts that we're acquiring. Most enemies can't get close to us. There's goods and bads to this build, but it's overall just a weird experience. I think some of my friends probably just took some damage there, so I'm just recreating them real quick. A lot of them, I think, just saved my angel room chance there. But I appreciate that very much. The freezing effect of these tiers is also just wonderful. Let's hope for a super secret room, maybe. Nice. And a soul heart. I didn't even see that tinted rock. But I'll take it. That's not a bad boss. Not a bad boss at all. Hopefully. I say that, but then that jump happened and it, quite frankly, put everything into perspective. That's working out. We got 5 minutes roughly for the next floor. That's okay. Spun or health? Gonna go for spun. Against perhaps my better judgment. Because I'd like to just have the extra damage and movement speed as well. The other one would have been 4 soul hearts, which obviously would have been great, but no well. Curse of the Lost again for the last one, which I'm not super excited about, but we don't have to look for item rooms or anything, so that is at least something. But Curse of the Lost Womb is very big. It is a very, very large floor, ultimately. I tried to place a bomb, and I don't have any more. Let's just do that. That's a soul heart, and with all of this in hand, let's move on, I say, as we destroy one more thing. Money would be kind of good just for the shop and the Hush floor, but simultaneously I don't particularly feel like we're going to be in a money situation that I need to solve right now, given that we have 69 coins, and that will be enough to basically buy anything that will be available unless he has a membership card, so probably don't need to worry about that too much. A little bit more feeling like we're going in the right direction now just from the amount of rooms in a row that haven't led to a dead end. But there's been a lot of situations where I have a choice between 4 different directions. Where are you going? I have the invisibility thing, which occasionally makes enemies go in weird directions, but Didn't expect those to go in directions like that. But we found the boss room very quickly. So that is good. We don't need to worry about time. The beams took care of the eyes instantly, so that worked out. My friend spawned in the middle of, or where the door is, and I didn't. I wasn't quite ready for that, unfortunately. And I think I lost a decent chunk of them there, unfortunately, but it'll have to do. We have an angel room. We have Book of Virtues or Breath of Life. Solid choice. But we have made it to Hush, so whatever happens now, we've done our best. I'd obviously like it if we win. Let's just open all of this first. Turn all of this into friends. Nice. That'll do. The D20 with the Book of Revelations just turned all the items into flames, which isn't quite what I had in mind. But I guess that's how that works. I forgot that we actually had a backpack there. That's probably better. So we have a whole bunch of flames now. I'm not sure what they're gonna do, but I'll take it, I guess. High Priestess is not what I want. Lovers is pretty good. 2 lovers is better. So we're just gonna work around that for a moment. 2 of diamonds and ace of clubs. I'm just gonna put all my coins in here. Very nice. And on we go. Emperor card, ace of clubs. I'll take ace of clubs at least for the fight because that could be useful. I'll actually take this as well because it's gonna be more useful than flush. I say that, but I'm not sure if I believe that. Because actually flush might work against some of the waves here. So this first phase shouldn't be a problem because none of the tiers are going to get close to me. But the second phase I'm a little concerned about. Let's just throw some flames around as well. Yeah, not sure what kind of D20 flames we got, but it's something. Alright, nice. I'm not sure why he froze, but I'll take it. I'm just gonna try to use the items that we have available as much as we can. That's flush. So I tried to switch to the needle in the bottom right. Unfortunately, that is the same button that switches your items in the top left. So when I tried to switch back and then use the flame again, it all went wrong. I just exploded. Don't know why. Don't care for it. We have at least done a decent amount of damage already, so that's good. And we're causing some kind of flame effect to happen a lot, so that's also pretty great. I'm gonna maybe recreate some of these flames. Oh, the ace of clubs is really screwing me over, actually. I'm just gonna get rid of it. Because it is seriously in the way. This is not a great attack either, unfortunately, but we'll just have to make it work. Hopefully we can destroy as many tiers as possible here. We are dealing decent damage. Damage-wise, we're in a good place right now, but health-wise, we're not ideal. It is probably not a terrible idea to just attack. With bombs, rather, because those glitter bombs are just going to occasionally drop some health as well. But it's a little bit of a concern. Trying to just destroy tiers as much as possible. Our range is just barely good enough. But it's getting the job mostly done at least, so that's good. Shooting backwards every now and then in the hope that I can maybe get some of the damage away from me. Slowly but surely, we're nearly done. But it's not one until it's one. There we go. There we go. Well, that's that done, and I'm very happy about that, because quite frankly, I do not care for this character. I realize that every time I feel... when I originally played this character, which is genuinely on release of the game, I didn't hate the character. I really thought the character was quite good. And maybe I just got really good starts as well, because if you can get a start going, it's not that bad. But if you can't get a start going, it's just you so frequently just barely miss the mark on getting stuff like boss rush and things done, and it's just very disheartening. So I'm very happy that we at least got that done. I'm just gonna finish the run. Maybe we'll get an R key, and we can get whatever the beast done, and then we'll just be done with the character, and that'll be kind of nice. Probably should have kept that Degas rune, admittedly. But whatever happens, I have gotten the progress that I set out to get with only one reset, so I will happily take that. It's more than I would have hoped, admittedly, but again, I have a little bit less time right now, and we are working around that, so that is what we're doing. Huge growth, I'll keep that. I do need to actually look for my secret rooms, of course, if I want to find an R key. But I'm feeling okay. We got a lot of bombs. We got sad glitter bombs, so they're sad, but they look great. So that's at least something. Did I try this wall or the other one? Not sure. It was not that one, at least. That's chaos. That might actually be hopeful, because we're going to get a bunch more item pedestals, hopefully, in the remaining floors. And otherwise it would be down to one item room. So that does put things into a little bit of a better position, at least. Flush. I don't have flush. Right. I took D20. Genuinely tried to use flush there, and it didn't quite work out, unfortunately. My flames are all very close to me. Is that because of my trinket? Might actually be, but those red flames are like on me right now. It's nice. Don't hate it. It's fine. We should just about hit the boss, I would say, judging from how far we've traveled. Also, there's a decent chance of a super secret room here. The golden sad bombs look great. I love them. Don't want to bother with this. Probably is worthwhile to bother with, but I'm just not going to.
Two of spades.
We'll just make a couple more friends here, though. There we are. In hindsight, maybe I should have reset a little bit more, but I think as long as I can do what I set out to do, then the reset generally just isn't necessary. But with boss rush, I should have probably considered it a little bit more with some of the characters for sure. Well, it's fine. Not gonna worry about it too much for sure either way, because at the end of the day, only took one reset. There could have just been 2 runs. And maybe it would have reached boss rush the first one, but I'm highly doubting it. And quite frankly, I've done enough beast runs lately that I just didn't want to do it right now. So we didn't. Let's see if we can get an R key with the power of chaos, and if not, that's okay. Curse of the Blind. Well, I'll just check these items out later then, I guess. Once we've reached the end of the run, I will just take everything. It might not work out very well, but we'll see what happens here. That's not fun. Where's the... Oh, there it is. Yeah, we'll see. This is going to be an interesting one. D20 should be really good on this floor, especially if we can just get a whole bunch of consumables in one room. Finding the secret room might be worthwhile. I'll actually play this for a little bit. If only for the dollar bill, but maybe we can get some consumables in this room as well. I'll keep huge growth just for me. Just because it does help out a little bit ultimately. Oh, right. Yeah, D20 isn't going to do anything except just make more flames. Alright, so I regret getting the book. But, oh well. It's a lesson learned, I suppose. That really makes the D20 just a lot less good, I feel. If it just turns everything into flames. Like, the flames, obviously, they have their uses. And if you have something like Book of Shadows, it is genuinely quite good, of course. But for our specific purpose, it just doesn't help out at all, unfortunately. So, yeah, that's a shame. A little scared for my friends. Oh. And maybe occasionally the flames will just clear a room, which is nice, of course. But oh well. Let's try and find a secret room. There we are. Could destroy the shopkeeper, but I don't really have a purpose in that, so let's just leave it alone. And at least we are clearing these rooms nice and quick, so that's at least something. Plus, stuff like that does help out as well. How does this work with this? That could be interesting. The flames are still very close to me, even though I don't have that trinket, so I guess I just have some flames that are really close to me for some reason. I'll take it, I guess, but I'm just surprised. I don't really understand it. I think technically this might actually be a range up as well. This trinket, just because it spends longer flying and therefore it compensates by giving you a range up at the same time, but I don't feel like I'm really going to notice the range due to the route that my tears are taking, of course. Come on, there we go. Low amount of chests, only got 1 luck unfortunately, so we're probably not going to get too many chests here regardless, but any is a welcome sight. And I will just go through this entire floor if I have to. I would appreciate a little bit of joy here. That was a lot of damage, and that's all my friends gone. That's a shame. Oh, we still have the other trinket. I'm just being silly. I just wasn't looking correctly. We still have the trinket that keeps enemies close to us. We just have trinket space somewhere. Belly button maybe did that, I guess. Seems about right. Seems like the kind of thing that would do such a thing. I might get rid of these tears now because, quite frankly, I'm dying. But it is so hard to drop anything as this character because you can't drop anything while moving around because the game will be like, oh, you're trying to not move your friends. Let's just keep everyone real still while you don't drop anything, because that's probably the only reason why you're holding that button. And it isn't. But only I know that. The game doesn't have a way of knowing that. The game doesn't know my secrets. We don't technically have a reason to destroy the lamb. Other than just finishing the run, ultimately. So I'm just saving that for last. I don't really see a way I could use that one, really, because I'm sort of confident that the item that we're going to get from a beggar is still just going to be from the beggar pool rather than a chaos item, but I'm not 100% sure. So difficult to tell, for sure. A shovel would have been kind of nice, I guess, as well. We apparently had half a heart worth of friends there. We did technically have a friend, so that's at least exciting. That's working. Very nice. We are running out of rooms. So it's about time to really make this build super strong by taking everything that's over here. We did get a Devil Deal item, interestingly enough. And now I'm starting to question if these might all just be Devil Deal items, even though we have Chaos, but then we got Magic 8 Ball. So fair enough, I suppose. I'm just gonna Soul of Isaac this. Box of Friends, sure. Does that work with all my blood clots? I assume not, but I'm gonna give it a solid attempt nonetheless. And after that, we will be done with the run with Soul of Eve unlocked. And all in all, good vibes indeed. Probably doesn't work, but yeah, huge growth. Get real big. Just hold the attack button to create many friends with our remaining health. And before you know it, we win! No! We did it! It is done. Another thing completed. It was a thing I was basically dreading for the longest time. Because of the starts we've gotten with this character, so ultimately I don't mind too much that I reset to get it. Because quite frankly, I'm just happy that it's done. Now the only thing I have to worry about with this character is Beast, and that's just a run. We can get a terrible start and just do that anyway. But anything time-based, I just get frustrated if we don't get it. So I figure, you know what? We're just going to throw a reset in there because I didn't want to waste 20 minutes. Ultimately, that's really what it comes down to. But there you go. That is another thing completed. Getting closer and closer every day. I hope y'all enjoyed it nonetheless. And I hope to see y'all next time when we play another run with a different character. Bye-bye.